Yo, what's up, everybody? Elysium here. We're going to be doing the tournament. I'm going to attempt for a 7 billion run here. We are at 6.7 at the moment. Still on number 1, but I want to attempt for a 7 billion run. This is with a golden farm, since I just got my golden Bulma today. So we are going to see what we can pull off here. I'm hoping something good. I'm hoping for 7 billion, or just to get my damage up as a whole, so we will see. But this will also be sort of like a tournament strat. Main thing is here, make sure you can do 100% buff, but then you need Law, Hamuru, and Guts. I would recommend Sniper on Hamuru, so her time stop can cover all the way to here. But I'll go ahead and show you guys the strat, so let's just do this tourney run. I'll talk here and there, but I'm not going to be talking the whole time. The main focus, like once you start off, is to get, at least what I found how I got my good run, was getting my Bulma upgraded a decent amount to start, and then just going from there, like trying to get her max as soon as possible. And then this Law placement is really weird, but what I found works best is if you put him like right in here, because it lets his, I kind of max him out first, and that way he can cover all of this for the Black Ops once they run through. I did get 6.1 billion without golden farm, so it is definitely 6 billion is very easily achievable if you play it right. And I placed my Guts right around here in order to have his range almost hit here at max. It's like just barely off of this corner, but then he'll also reach like back to here, which is super useful because some of these enemies go a little faster than I would like. Only downside about placing Law in here is he is kind of hard to find once you need to use Shambles. But other than that, it's not a terrible placement. I found it to work really well for me, but I don't know how well it'll work for you guys. I do place my Hamuru further back here again because these Black Ops traders, once they start getting into the several millions for health, can be a bit of a pain. So early on, it seems like a scuffed placement, but whenever she can reach back here, that time stop will buy you some extra time towards the end. That way you don't die, you actually just run out of time as a whole. Your main focus whenever you start off actually doing this is pretty much getting this Law upgraded enough to where he can reach pretty much to right here, which you do need Sniper for, and I also have a range curse on him, so it does make it a little bit more difficult depending on what you have. But if you can get like an S stat for range, you should be fine. I have like a plus 6% range curse or something like that on him for less attack, which I wish it was less SPA or more SPA, but I'll take what I can get. I would also recommend you use Shambles very rarely. Like if you can avoid using it, don't use it, because a couple times in some of my runs, I've lost quite a bit with a bad Shambles placement, so don't let it mess you up. That's all I gotta say, really. I'm just gonna go ahead and set up my 100% buff. Oops. And upgrade that middle Guts there. Of course, you need to bring your Griffith, because pretty much everything now is just going to require that you bring Griffith. So here I'm going to Shambles back, because that clone could get a little bit, become a little bit of an issue, depending if I mess up timing or not. So most of the time I would say just use your Shambles like when you think it's right. It may not be a perfect time to activate it, but just use it when you can. Because other times it's going to be a little bit difficult if you don't have it up. Like here, I'm going to go ahead and time stop so that way these traders can't make it all the way through. That way I can get my guts to hopefully focus Hito as he comes around this corner. And I did 100% too, so I'm chilling. Good strat for you all, if you're wondering, for 100% buff to do it properly, is I found 15.7 and up. You wait 4 seconds, and then you activate the third one, of course, whenever you see it disappear. But then for the fourth one, you don't wait 3 seconds, 4 seconds. You wait till you see that other 56% buff disappear. I've found that to work the absolute best out of all the strats. So just trust me on that. That's your best bet when it comes to actually setting that up. It's the only downside about placing Law in here is you got to kind of remember like something close to him to find him. But as you can see, he has plenty of range now he can cover. You can move him up a little bit if you need to. But the main goal is to just make sure that anything back here can be pulled forward. Because now as you can see, Law's in here and he can reach all these units that are just now pushing out. What I would say also, just to give you guys some more pointers, is whenever you're going for 100%, or not 100%, but just Griffith's buff in general, which is 100%, don't make it like your priority. Just make sure you have it up by like wave 17. That's usually where I try to get it up by. I've done like 7, 8 runs of this tournament so far, so that's where I found it works out the best. Is right around there. Of course, if you can, turn on your effects, because the lag at the end of it will get you some extra damage in. Whenever it ends, you have like a couple seconds or two for the damage to still go through. So make sure you turn on your effects so your game lags. It takes a little bit longer to load. Should be 99%. Yep, and then just one more extra Orwin. And we just focus on getting all the guts to full AoE. One thing I would also suggest is don't try to upgrade guts past this point until you can get the others to full AoE, because that full AoE buff makes this like 35 times easier. I have tried a few other strats, like using power and stuff, who I just recently got, but I'm not super sure how to set them up right. So this is by far like the best strategy I've found. I'm going to go ahead and actually turn my graphics up a little bit too. That way, here at the end, the lag will get me some extra damage in, but I can turn off effects for now. Also, your main goal with Hamuru is just get her to, I think it's upgrade 6 or 7. And that'll basically just let her reach to right here and also further back. So yeah, this upgrade 7. That's like your best bet. When you do have Hamuru set up, make sure you're not popping her time stop like on default, because you want these enemies to move through so you can kill them quicker so that waves start faster. It's just once these enemies start to actually get like a little, like right here, these Black Ops clones or Black Ops traders, they don't have enough health for me to have to worry about them yet. But eventually it'll be where I need to have it on auto once they start to get beefier health, like up to about 1,000,000-ish. That's usually whenever you want it on auto. As you can see, we got our second Guts to full AoE, and he's doing 900k. I believe unique Guts kind of like makes this tournament light work, because you can combo him with Stain then. But I don't have unique Guts, so, you know, got to do this strat instead. It's a decent strat. I've seen some people getting like 9 and 10 billion, which is just crazy to me. So, yeah, I don't have the... do not have the units for that. But if you do have them, I would suggest go on watching those tutorials instead that like fit your uniques, because I don't have any uniques. But if you do have uniques, there's some other guides out there for people with unique. It makes it way easier. So once you get your 3 Guts to full AoE, what I would suggest is I'm gonna actually max out this Law, but then I go for the middle one because he has the most range when it comes to actually reaching this little sliver back here that he can't touch. This corner right here. Go for him, or you can go for this one to reach it farther back if they start to become more of an issue, if they're pushing through a little bit heavier. Also, to let you know, make sure your Hamuru's SPA, try and, if you have it be similar to mine, because right here, her time stop will actually go off right as their freeze ends every single time. So they have no immunity to it. Like, they'll just keep getting hit. It doesn't mess up with the timing, and you don't hit them every other time stop. So, I can't remember who commented that, but somebody commented that on one of my videos, and it made a whole world of difference whenever it came to actually doing runs like this. To get Godspeed off my Hamuru and go for Sniper. Typically, whenever I actually get done with runs like this, I usually end up getting only 1 Guts to the 35k upgrade, which is fine. But honestly, if you manage to get another up, you should be chilling. You should easily be able to break 7 billion. But then again, that all just depends on the exact setup of your team. I believe Unique Law also does really good here, just because of the fact that he's able to put out a lot more damage. But I prefer my Sniper one, just because he's able to actually, he's able to cover so much range. Like, 46 range is a ton. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the 35k for Guts, because I want that 11.3, and 180k upgrade is a lot more than a 50k upgrade. So I'm hoping it should pay off better once this round ends. I'm also going to go ahead and turn on effects here to get a little bit of lag going, get some extra damage in. Yo, so now that Guts is maxed out, doing 1.4 million, which is really, really good. You don't really have to worry. Some units will get a little further up like that every now and then. It's not a big concern because you have Shambles as kind of your crutch if something goes really wrong. You always just pop Shambles and have them go back. I'm trying to hold on to Shambles right now because I don't want this boss. The next boss that comes through spawns a bunch of Black Ops traders, and I don't want them all running through here, but I may have to use Shambles depending. I should be good. This clone should die, hopefully. As long as he gets frozen within range of all my guts, which I think he is. Yeah, he is. So I should be good here. Law should be able to clean him up. I am going to just go ahead and throw down some Hamurus, not for time stop, just to put a little bit of extra damage in, even though it's not a ton. You take it pretty much every little bit you can get. As you can see, these puppets are starting to push a little bit further, so I am going to actually go ahead and Shambles. Because now all these units get pushed back as well, since his range actually reaches to where they are. Which is unbelievably helpful when it actually comes down to it. That's why I suggest getting him upgraded as fast as you can, just so you can reach those areas. Reach right here after they push out a spawn. Since I have these two at their 25k now, what I actually am going to do is go ahead and upgrade my laws so they get a little bit more range. Mostly just one of them, because I already have one at AoE, but mainly just one. So that way I'm able to actually get a little bit of extra damage, even though it's not a ton. That little bit can always help out. Plus it can shambles enemies all the way into their spawn if I need it to. Here's all those Black Ops traders that I'm talking about. These ones kind of just sprint straight through. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll wait till this Hamuru freeze is just about to be up again, and then I'll go ahead and shambles them back here. The way they're frozen, and they get caught right on that little edge, but they still take damage from all my guts and die. Hopefully. I timed it right, which I did. Go ahead and get Gamma Knife on our Law now. This way, this one has a bunch of range too. We can reach those ones further up. Unlucky, the 100% actually got messed up here, which kind of threw this run as a whole. This actually could have been a much higher run if that 100% didn't get messed up right there, which really does suck. But I don't think I have time to actually reset it. I'll turn on auto for shambles just to try and clutch this up. But that is one thing that can happen, is the 100% gets messed up, and that will pretty much throw your run as a whole. If that infinite buff messes up. I do not think we're going to get shambles in time. We may get shambles just before they make it, but I doubt it. Yeah, I already have 3 Hamurus down. I can't time stop them. Unlucky. But that is my 6 billion damage strat. It does work as long as you don't have the 100% mess up there. If 100% stayed up, I would have been able to kill those enemies that made it through. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.